Buying a sports car like this at a young age, I'm not going to lie, it's really awesome. But there are some unforeseen costs that both come financially and in a lifestyle sense that you don't see before you buy a car like this with most of your money at a young age. Well, I've done that. I'm 20 and this is my BMW M4 and they sell from anywhere from 50 to 70, $80,000. Not a cheap car for a 20-year-old at all. And it has changed my life in quite a few ways. My name is Nick and welcome to our new channel, Performance Nick. If you love cars and money, well, you found the right place. I do it all when it comes to performance cars, from reviews, mods, opinions, and most importantly, advice for how to make money through cars and how to get the cars you want. Anyways, let's get right into this video. I've always said when buying something nice, it's how you prioritize your money, no matter how much you're earning. It's how you allocate those funds to get what you want. As we can see, I've allocated my funds to save up and buy this car. Because of that, I don't wear any designer clothes. This is a $10 top. These are $5 Kmart shorts. I do have some nice shoes, but I've only got a few pairs and I keep them for years. I don't change them every few months like other people. I care more about having the nice car that I've always wanted over the other things. Some people prioritize wearing designer clothes, having fancy jewelry, spending money at the clubs, showing off for other people. You can do that, but that's your priority. Getting a nice car like this, it's more at the bottom, so it's harder to get. So that's how I've always seen it. I care more about getting this than all those other things, because if you're doing it to impress other people with your clothes and your jewelry and at the nightclubs and all that, you're impressing no one, because no one really cares. They'll forget about you in 30 seconds. Same as this. I don't do it to impress anyone. I do it for myself. I love the car. Obviously, you guys love the car also and supporting the journey. That's why I do it. Not to show off or look how cool I am. That's just stupid. I'm going to start this off with social media, the evil thing that makes everything look like sunshine and rainbows. The thing is, it's not even a 10% glimpse into the reality of that person's life. It just makes it seem like it's way better than it really is. What am I getting at? Let's say, for example, I go out for a fancy dinner. I'm wearing a Louis Vuitton bag, $1,000. Gucci shirt, $500. I'm fully dripped out, spending thousands on the outfit. I go post on my Instagram story 10 snaps of me at Nobu, all this different food I'm eating and the drinks and fun time out. All right, it looks like I'm a millionaire. You probably saw that and think, whoa, this guy, he must do this every night. He's got hundreds of thousands saved up. But the truth is, behind these Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, all that, all the posts, you Ubered there, the meal costs you half of your weekly pay, $500 Nobu meal, and then you go home and for the rest of the week you're just eating McDonald's and 2-minute noodles. That's the fakeness of social media. It's so hard to fake anything. For example, I could do the same thing if I wanted to. I'm very fortunate in life. I've been in a lot of nice cars, from Aston Martins, Porsches, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, beautiful cars. None of them belong to me, so I've never flexed them. I could put them on my story and say, look, this is my new car. Look what I got. I could get clout off the YouTube channel, or I could make a fake course and say, look at me, I've got all this money. You should follow me and look at my steps. Truth is, I can't preach on that because that's not what happened. The truth is what prevails in the end. This is my car, and that's why I talk so much about it. I didn't get it bought for me. It's not someone else's car. It belongs to me, and that's the truth. But everyone else on social media, not everyone, but a lot of people, they're going to lead you down a big rabbit hole of lies, and a few more lies to make them look better. This goes back to my first point. If you're going to buy your dream car, do it for you. Don't do it to show off to other people. Doesn't matter what your dream car is. If it's a Toyota 86 or a Lamborghini Murcielago, do it for yourself. Because if you're doing it for other people, you're going to go broke. So when it comes to buying one of these dream cars at a young age, it's not that much sunshine and rainbows. It's there, but to tell you the truth, it's more clouds in the distance that creep their way in. Kind of like Melbourne's weather. If I turn this around, as you can see, beautiful sunshine, you focus on that, but you don't focus on the clouds that are going to come in and all that sunshine's going to be dark. So that was about not comparing yourself, but now let's actually get into buying your dream car at a young age. You see, I've always been and still am, let's say, financially reserved. A tight ass, pretty much. I'll only spend money on things if I need them or I've wanted them for a long time. Like, for example, like I said, I'm wearing cheap clothing. I'll buy a nice pair of shoes maybe once a year, if that, just because I'd rather save up the money and spend it on something that's better in the long run that I've wanted for a bit longer. Because I'd rather be wearing this clothing and driving an M4 than wearing full designer clothing and driving around in a 20-year-old Corolla. That's just my priorities there. Same thing goes for your lifestyle. If you're used to going out for fancy dinners and going out for food pretty often and going clubbing and all that, it's going to be hard to save your money. Whereas me, I'm not like that at all. I personally hate clubbing with a passion Going out for dinners, I go out with my girlfriend once every 2 weeks, maybe. Otherwise, we're happy to eat at home. We love cooking at home. It's a good thing to do together. And it's like a quarter of the price of going out and buying food, even if it's not from a fancy restaurant. But don't twist that. By no means am I saying, you should sit inside and be miserable. Still go out, just be cautious of how you spend it. Go to somewhere that's a bit cheaper than the fancy restaurants in the city. And going back to that clubbing point, I know I'm going to sound like the biggest old man, and I'm probably going to lose followers for saying this, but clubbing is such a waste of money. You should not do it, at least not on the regular. I'm very biased because I've been clubbing a few times and I've hated it every single time. I just don't like meshing with a bunch of random people. But if we add up the costs roughly, this is what you're looking like for a night out. $50 for an Uber to get there, $30 entry fee, let's say $50 to $100 just on a few drinks while you're in there, $300 if you want, some special substances to have more fun, $20 for a kebab, and then an Uber back. That means you're spending anywhere from $150 to $500 in one night of fun. And keep in mind that one night of fun is around a bunch of sweaty, drunk people in a closed room. But that's just the lifestyle I live to own a car like this and maintain it and pay for all the upkeep on it. If you want to live that fancy high-end lifestyle and own a nice car, 9 times out of 10 it's going to catch up on you because you're going to be taking out loans and spending money you don't have, and you're going to be in a lot of financial trouble. Unless you have a boatload of money. I mean, if you've got crypto money or crazy money coming in from, your parents, do what you want with it, I guess. So that's what it's taken me to have the money to comfortably afford this car. A lot of saving and a lot of boring nights at home playing video games. But now let's say you've got to the part where you can actually buy the car. Obviously, you've got the sale price of the car, which one of these kilometres, roughly in Australia, you're looking around 55,000, let's call it. Once you add in your stamp duty, on-roads, registration, all that, you're getting a bit closer to 60. So you've done that, you've bought the car, it's in your name, congratulations. There's quite a bit of ongoing costs when it comes to owning a real sports car. Now, the first thing most people do when they buy their new car is you have to go insure it. Because I'm 20 and the laws in Australia are very tough on young people with young cars, insurance is a pain. Luckily for me, this is a company vehicle and it belongs to a company. So insurance is in the low thousands. I've already made a TikTok video on it, but if you're a personal person, just cars in your name, not in a company, privately owned, and you're 20, well, you're looking $7,000, $8,000 a year, which is a lot of money to pay on insurance. If you're older, let's say you're in the 30s, 40s, you're still paying around $2,000, $3,000 to insure this car. Next obvious thing is the fuel in this thing. It's a sports car, so it's not going to be eco-friendly. I mean, in fact, there is no eco mode in this car. It's comfort, sport, and sport plus. That's all you get. So driving in comfort mode, it's actually all right. You can get anywhere from 500 to 650 Ks of range on a full tank. And a full tank in today's economy costs me about $120. So when you compare that to an economy car, like a Toyota or Hyundai, not great. But when you compare it to a sports car, it's actually amazing because I'm getting around 12 litres per 100. You compare that to a C63 or a Holden SS Commodore, well, the petrol station is going to be your best friend. You're going to get like 400, 500 Ks full tank. If that's being very conservative. And yeah, you're going to be spending about $300 a week on fuel just to drive around as a daily driver. So you've organised the fuel and the insurance. The next thing when it comes to owning a car, the maintenance. Now, everyone knows that badge right there aren't the best for their reliability and maintenance, especially when you compare it to your lower level cars. The thing is, this car brand new was over 200,000 Australian dollars. The maintenance bill is still on that $200,000. The price depreciates, the maintenance doesn't. It actually goes up because the older it gets, the more you have to maintain it. So whenever you drive this car, you want to have your fingers crossed that you don't hear any weird BMW chimes or noises or anything like that, because it's going to cost an arm and a leg. For example, the main issue I had when I bought this car, the head unit was making a knocking noise because the CD player was broken and the head unit wasn't working properly. I had to replace that. It cost me over $1,500, I think almost $2,000 to just replace that. New head unit and CD player because it was making a weird noise. Not cheap. And that's electrical. Once you get mechanical, well, these cars, it's not like a open top engine where you can work from the top. You have to drop the engine if there's anything major wrong in these. And back on that point about the head unit, that cost me $2,000 for a private mechanic. If I went to BMW, you can expect that to be double, around $4,000. Same thing when it comes to the labour. Toyota or Holden might charge you $180, $200 an hour per labour. BMW are probably charging you again double just to work on the car. It's all these little things that add up over time that people don't see coming into it. Same thing goes for the tyres and the brakes. They go through them a lot quicker than regular cars. And the brakes aren't cheap. I know these brakes all around probably about $2,000. Not cheap, neither are the tyres. So when you compare that to your entry-level sports cars, not European ones, it's a big difference. And I've seen a lot of people, they buy these cars, get so excited, but then when that first maintenance bill hits for a major service and they're out of pocket $3,000, $4,000, they're crying and pleading the dealer to do something, or they end up just selling the car because it's too hard and expensive to maintain. By no means am I deterring you from buying your dream car in this video. If anything, I push for it. It actually inspires you to work harder and achieve better things in life. But it's just showing you the hidden things behind it. 1, don't judge yourself compared to others. 2, you have to be smart with your money to be able to afford this at a young age. And 3, there's a lot of unforeseen and hidden costs when it comes to insurance, fuel, and maintenance. So it's an expensive thing, but it's worth it in the end. I've already made a video on how I was able to afford this at 20 years old, so make sure you check that out. It's really going to go into depth on what I did to sacrifice to get a car like this, and how anyone can buy their dream car. Like I said, could be an 86, could be a Lamborghini. You can do it as long as you're a little bit switched on in the brain department. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.